In this video, we're going to look at an interesting concept about percentage change. There's no new maths involved here, nothing new at all. However, it is really important that you realise that if you make successive or repeated percentage changes, you may not, in most cases, you won't get the anticipated outcome that you might think. So, for example, if you were going to add on 5%, then add on another 5% after that, so adding on in total a 10%, then you might think that overall that will be what has happened. So adding on 5%, taking that and adding on another 5%, actually does not give an increase of 10% from the beginning. Similarly, if you added on 3%, then took that amount and subtracted 3%, you don't get back to where you started. So let's have a look at, and that's what we mean by repeated percentage change. Let's have a look at what you do actually get then. And like I've said there, it's tempting to think that if you increase an amount by 10% and then decrease by 10%, you'll get back to the original amount. As you'll see, this does not happen. Let's have a look. We're going to start with 100 and increase it by 10%. You just saw in previous videos that to increase by 10%, a shortcut is to take 110%. So 110%, and we're making all the numbers easy by starting with 100. 110%, change that to a fraction or a decimal, and multiply by 100, and you'll see that you get 1.1 times 100, 110. Now, the instruction is to decrease this by 10%. If you're decreasing by 10%, the shortcut is do 100 take away 10, which is 90, and find 90%. So that will get me to my final result. So I've added on 10. If I subtract 10, which is to find 90%, will I get back to 100? Because that's where I started. Adding on 10%, subtracting 10%, will I get back to 100? Let's see what happens. So 90% is 0.9, and we're multiplying that, and we're getting to our answer in one step with 90%. Go to your calculator. 0.9 for 90% times 110 equals, whoops, you get 99. The answer is 99, and it's not taking us back to 100, and that is correct. What you're also sometimes asked to do is to then state what the overall impact is of adding on 10% and subtracting 10%. Now, to do that, you will just compare what you ended up with what you started with. So we ended up with a 99. We started with 100. The overall change achieved by this, it means we compare these two results, and in this example you can see the difference between 100 and where we ended, 99, is minus 1. From 100 down to 99 is a minus 1. Therefore, the overall percentage change equals a decrease of 1%. Like I said, it was just an interesting observation. This concept is part of the syllabus. You do need to know how to do it. Let's try this one. Will an increase of 15% followed by a decrease of 15% get us back to 100? And if it doesn't, then we need to state the overall impact of having done the increase percentage increase and the percentage decrease. So you can see I've done the calculation, increasing 15% to get 115 added on. Increase the 100 by 15% gives 115. Decreasing by 15% means we only want 85%. We want subtract 85% of that, and you get this 99.75. So no, it did not take us back to 100. The overall percentage change then is, you look at the difference between the two. We started with 100, we finished with 97.75, and the difference is 2.25. Now, when you make your statement about the overall percentage change, you don't only mention the number, but you must also mention whether it's an increase or decrease. Do example 2 in the next video.